waterlogging. City braces for nightmare deluge. Will it be 2015 horror all over again? Will Chennai sink or swim? India Today's unmatched flood coverage. Non-stop rains, non-stop ground reports. Code Red in Chennai, our top focus on India Today.
Hello and welcome. You're watching India Today. I'm Akshita Nandagopal reporting live from Chennai this morning. You can see the situation around me. The wind speeds have picked up. The rain continuing to pour down in Chennai, the same intensity that it has been for the last many hours. The situation is looking very, very grim right now across the city, as the Met Department has confirmed that there is a warning for extremely heavy rain through the day, and that means 20 centimeters plus rainfall in the city of Chennai. I've been showing you across the city what the situation is, and because we've been traveling through the heart of the storm, all our equipment has gotten wet as well. So I'm trying to show you as much as I can right now with the challenges that we're facing as a reporting team here on the ground, what the situation currently is. And it's not just me. Pramod Madhav, Akshay Nath, Nolan Pinto, all of us are in fact fanned out across Chennai to send out the message of exactly what's happening right now in the city with this kind of torrential downpour. Again, a word of caution, as I've been mentioning through the day for all of our viewers, stay inside. If you live in Chennai, do not venture out. Listen to the government advisory. It's not safe out here. There is a lot of inundation, a lot of waterlogging across this entire area of Chennai. It's not just the low-lying areas anymore. Akshay Nath is joining us live this morning from another location in Chennai. Akshay, you've been reporting from many of the low-lying areas in Chennai. You know, I'm standing in the heart of Chennai. I've been traveling across Tinagar, Coimbatore, and all of these areas are flooded. I can only imagine what the situation is where you are. You know, wind speeds here are picking up. The rain is continuing to pour down. Well, Akshita, I am at Chembarambakkam, which is in the suburbs of Chennai city, and I am at the government hospital, and I'll show you a very sorrowful sight where the entire premises of the hospital is surrounded with water. The inside area of the hospital is flooded with water. I had a chance of talking to the joint director, and she just told me that there are around 40 pregnant women patients here, and those people are now being transferred to other hospitals in the city of Chennai, which is the Rajiv Gandhi Hospital and IOG. And we're also being told that there is an OP, outpatient, that is being kept in the backside, where people who are coming in for emergency can meet the doctors and get the medications done. But you have to see this unfortunate sight, Akshita. People are wading through knee-deep water. There is a motor pump which is kept here, through which water is being pumped out of the premises. But unfortunately, the rains are continuously going and lashing down here, and that is one of the reasons why waterlogging is happening. I also have with me a couple of people who came to the hospital. காலையிலே வந்திருக்கீங்க, என்ன மாதிரி சூழ்நிலை, டாக்டர் மீட் பண்ண முடிஞ்சதா?
இல்லைங்க, போதுமான இது இல்லை. இங்கே பார்த்தீங்கன்னா மொத்தமாக உள்ள ஃபுல்லாக தண்ணி நிரம்பி இருக்கு. ஒரு ஓபி போனோம், ஒரு டாக்டரை பார்க்கணும் கூட எங்களால் தொடச்சா உடனே உள்ளே போக முடியல. அதுவும் இல்லாமல் ஒரு எமர்ஜென்சின்னும் போது ஒரு ஆம்புலன்ஸே உள்ளே வர முடியாத ஒரு நிலைமையில நாங்கள் இருக்கோம். இப்போ நாங்கள் எந்த பக்கத்தில் வந்து நிறைய சுற்றுப்புறத்தில் கிராமங்கள் இருக்குது. ஒரு ஜொரனா கூட நாங்கள் அரசு மருத்துவமனையை தேடி தான் நாங்கள் வந்துட்டு இருக்கோம். இப்போ இங்கே இவ்வளோ தண்ணி இருக்கும்போது நாங்கள் எப்படி உள்ளே போகிறது, என்ன பண்ணுறது ஒன்றும் புரியல. டாக்டர்
quickly translate what this gentleman was saying. He's saying that there are a lot of villages in the neighboring areas, and everybody relies on this government hospital for treatment, and in case of emergency even a ambulance cannot enter into this premises. That's the kind of pitiful state it is, and he says that he's been here since morning and he's facing a lot of difficulty in meeting a doctor. நீங்களும் இங்க வந்திருக்கீங்க, பார்மசி கூட இங்க தண்ணில முழுகி இருக்கு. அந்த மாதிரி சூழ்நிலை என்ன எப்படி பாக்குறீங்க ஒரு பொதுமக்களா?
இல்ல மேடம், ரொம்ப வந்து ஒரு ஆம்புலன்ஸ் கூட நம்மளால வர முடியல. ஸோ பக்கத்துல இருக்க கிராமம் நாங்களாம் ஏழை விட்டு போயிருங்க. ஸோ எங்களால ஒரு கவர்மெண்ட் ஹாஸ்பிட்டல் நம்பி வந்தோம்னா இவ்வளவு தூரம் தண்ணி இருக்கு. ஒரு மெடிசன் வாங்கணும்னா கூட எமர்ஜென்சிக்கு எங்களால பார்க்க முடியல. ஸோ இவ்வளவு தூரம் தண்ணி இருக்கப்போ ஒரு எமர்ஜென்சிக்கு டாக்டரை பார்க்குறோம், யாரையும் மீட் பண்ண முடியல. ஸோ ரொம்ப முடியாதவங்க ஒரு அவசரத்துக்கு உள்ள வர முடியல. ஸோ காலேருந்து ரொம்ப மழை. ஸோ இதுக்கு எந்த ஆக்ஷனுமே இன்னும் இது வரைக்கும் யாரும் எடுக்கல.
Akshita, just to again translate what this gentleman is saying, he's saying that even to get medication, the pharmacy is just out here, and again here there is water that is inside the pharmacy also and outside as well, and people have to wade through this water to even go to the pharmacy, and repeatedly they're saying that it's very difficult when occurrences like this happen year after year. A permanent solution has to be found for situation like this. If you see, the height of the main road is well above this premises. That is also one of the reasons why water from the higher area is flowing into the government hospital. So these are places which the government should have taken precautionary measures, and these are places where they should have foreseen these kind of scenarios, but unfortunately what we're seeing is Chennai is suffering, the people of the city are suffering, and the big question is how long will this go on, because today is going to be a very intense rainfall day, and things are only getting worse for people in the low-lying areas with waterlogging and other issues.
Absolutely.
So from the government hospital, Akshita, I can clearly tell you that it's a very, very, very pitiful state.
It's worrying to see those kind of pictures that are coming in from hospitals also, Akshay, police stations, schools, all of it is inundated right now. You can see around me how the rain simply isn't letting up, how the wind also continues to gush through the city. And no Chennaiite really is spared right now. You can be whoever you want. You can be a VIP, you can be someone who's in a shelter. Every single Chennaiite is struggling right now with this kind of downpour. And what's an indication of that is the fact that some of the poshest areas of the city, places where like the Chief Minister resides, even those areas are inundated. Pramod Madhav has been reporting from these places. Pramod, it's very worrying, the situation right now. As I mentioned, nobody really being spared right now from the deluge.
Well, absolutely, Akshita. You could see that, even an ambulance is trying to go paddle through this much water only. It literally shows, this road alone shows the amount of rain and water that is targeted in various locations. Chennai, at several areas, literally floating, and that's the condition at this point. Just like you mentioned, even the road, the Cenotaph Road where the Chief Minister stays, even there's water over there, knee-deep water, and people are struggling to travel to those spots. The question is that how this is the state going to drain these waters, making sure that this does not occur again. We've received 14 centimeters of rain average for yesterday night. It is still drizzling. It looks like this rain will continue until 5 p.m. or 7 p.m. tonight. And we have this much rain, this much water everywhere. People are struggling. There are good souls even now trying to help people. You can see over there on a tricycle, one person is trying to bring in drinking water. These souls are the ones who are actually helping people with providing them essential items. This road is also completely underwater. We're just on the way to Vadapalni, and this is a condition at this spot now.
Okay, so clearly at this point, there's no let up in the rain as well. You can see around me how bad the weather is right now. People are struggling because every single turn, and I've been trying to travel, in many parts we have to take a U-turn because the roads are completely inundated. Vehicles aren't able to go through, and that's the situation. Most people have chosen to ditch their vehicles, walk through the water to ensure that they stock up on essentials. I'll also get you a report very soon on how shops have been completely shut down today. This city has come to a standstill, and it's very rare for Chennai for that to happen because this city always sees a lot of rainfall. We're used to seeing this kind of record rainfall, and the fact that today you're seeing all shops being closed down is itself an indication of what's playing out right now in Chennai, of the kind of torrential downpour. You can see it continuing to get heavier and heavier as we speak. And as I mentioned to all you Chennaites watching this broadcast, stay indoors. The situation right now is very scary outside, and we'll tell you what exactly is happening in different parts of the city. Here are reports that have been filed by my colleagues from across Chennai.
We're currently standing on the street that actually leads to the Chief Minister's home, and this street itself, you could see the amount of water here. This is the problem when it comes to rain and Chennai. One whole night's rain, and this is what you could see over here. Vehicles are finding it extremely difficult to travel through this street, and this is a condition in several streets across Chennai. There you could see the tires are completely gone. They have to paddle through this, and this is one of the streets that leads to the Chief Minister's house. It is in this street, and that's the condition over here. Officials claim that they are trying to remove water from various locations, but the streets in this area is completely underwater. Several such streets are underwater, and people are requesting the government to remove this water as soon as possible, because this seems to be the biggest problem when it comes to rains in Chennai. With videos Madhu, Pramod Madhu for India Today.
I am at Rajakilpakkam, right next to the Rajakilpakkam lake. On my right hand side is the lake, and if camera person Daniel can show you a bit, you can see how there is a JCB that has been placed in this locality, and you can see a sea of water, like a lake of water flowing through the reservoir's backside. And this is the scene in most of the areas in and around Madambakkam, Rajakilpakkam. We're seeing that houses are getting inundated. There are almost knee level to above knee level water in most of the localities. Even here, you can see how there is water, and two-wheelers are finding it extremely difficult to wade through. These were areas which looked extremely dry last evening, but the overnight showers has led to this kind of a scenario in and around the Rajakilpakkam lake. This is one lake which had overflowed during the 2015 floods, and one of the reasons why the bund level had been increased. But right now what we are seeing here is that there's heavy winds, there's heavy rain. Almost 14 to 15 centimeters of rain has been received overnight, and the rains are to continue.
Well, now at KK Nagar, this is at the Ashok Pillar main road. There are apparently four government hospitals in this locality, in the vicinity. There's a government peripheral hospital nearby. There's an ESI hospital, and on the opposite side, there are two more government hospitals. Now, this is the situation on this main road. You have water almost to my knee level. It's very bad, and in spite of that, there is traffic. And while all that is happening, the government is actually pumping water. We're not too sure where are they letting that water. In fact, when we entered one of the hospitals over here, they were pumping water out of the hospital. Now, the problem is this. There are patients inside. There are attenders along with them, and they need food. What to do during this situation such as this? But there are good Samaritans. In fact, there's a restaurant right here, a very small restaurant, who has kept his shop open. He's preparing rice, he's preparing biryani right over here. You have veg and non-veg over here at this particular hotel. He says that his duty is to actually provide food to all the people over here, for the patients, for the attenders, and if they can't come, he will send someone to go inside, even in this knee-deep plus level water. For India Today in Chennai, this is Nolan Petro.
Now, as the rain is picking up, and in the circumstances that you're seeing right now in Chennai of heavy torrential rainfall and wind speeds picking up, it's not safe for any of you watching this broadcast to step out right now. Ensure you take the necessary precautions. Stay at home. Chethi Narula breaks down the advisory given by the Stalin government based on the situation right now.
Let's get you the government advisory on your screens right now for the people in Chennai. Please, please, please stay away from sewage lines and drains at the moment. They're dangerous. Stay away from electric poles. Save your lives and your loved ones. Low-lying areas have been put on high alert in the city of Chennai. The people in Chennai have been requested to keep power backups ready. Then do not allow children to play in or near floodwaters. Please do not do this, parents. Also, move to relief camps. Contact helpline numbers in case of any kind of emergency. The next advisory is do not step out unnecessarily. Stay home, stay safe.
So with the downpour that we're seeing in Chennai right now, what can we expect in the hours to come? Is it only going to get worse, even if that's possible, or is the worst over? Let's take that across to also our reporters on the ground. Akshaya, even as we're seeing this kind of heavy downpour in the city, what is the forecast for the hours to come? What's the latest communication from the Met Department? Well, Akshita, we've been told by weather officials that for the next 12 hours things will be critical. There will be heavy rainfall and people have been asked to stay indoor. We're being told that from evening onwards, once again till late night, there will be heavy rainfall as per the wind and the cyclone, the depression movement. It seems like the footfall will be around evening, around 11:30 in the night is what we're being told. So till then there will be heavy rainfall, and right now we're seeing that intermittently since morning there has been dry spells, but that is not something that we have to look at right now because most of the areas are under deluge, and we're being told that in the next couple of hours there will be again more intense rains. So things will be a little difficult for people in Chennai city and in the suburbs and almost all along the coastal areas like Kadalur, Nagapattinam, Kanchipuram, Chengalpet. All these areas will have very heavy rainfalls, and people have been requested to stay indoor because already most of the areas are inundated, and it will take time for water to move out of the waterlogged areas. So that is the much important message that officials are also giving out, and those in the low-lying areas will have to move to safer areas or to the relief camp that has been set up by the government officials. 1913, that is the emergency number which is being given by the corporation, and all those people who are in crisis can call. But you know, Akshita, right now I'm standing at the government hospital in Tambaram, and my camera person has been showing you how this entire place is being filled with water, and hospitals are the places where people who are suffering the most go to, the sick go to, and this place itself is completely inundated. So it's a very, very tragic situation that we're seeing from many parts of Chennai city. Houses are being inundated, shops, workspaces, all of that is filled with water, and now even the hospital premises here is being filled. The joint director of medicine, Kanchipuram, who came here, she told us that all the patients who are admitted here, that is around 40 in number, they will be transferred to the Rajiv Gandhi Government Hospital or the IOG. So that is the latest update from the government hospital here, and we can also see how officials are working continuously to try and pump out the water. But we need to understand low-lying areas will get affected because water technically moves towards the low-lying areas from the higher grounds. So that's exactly what is happening in the places that we're currently standing at, Akshita.
That's right. So the rain with every passing minute is only getting heavier right now in Chennai, which means that you're going to be seeing a lot more waterlogging, a lot more inundation. Till about 5:30 at least, this is going to be the situation in Chennai. This kind of heavy rainfall is what really you can expect across different parts of the city. Previously, the last few days when there has been heavy rain, it's largely been North Chennai that's been impacted. This time in the current downpour, South Chennai too has been badly impacted, has been badly affected. As we continue to report on the situation and the waterlogging, I also want to get in Pramod on what really the administration is doing to tackle this. Pramod, with the circumstances as they are and this kind of torrential downpour, is it even possible for the authorities right now to continue with their work of pumping out water? Because previously where I was, you saw a lot of water being released also from the Chembarambakkam lake because of water capacity increasing.
Well, absolutely. And this, let me tell you something, this is not the water that's been released from any reservoir so far. This is just the water that is actually coming over from various locations such as spot and aggregating. Imagine this spot, people everywhere in this link, it's up to knee-deep water in this area, and they have to survive on this. In fact, we were told that one more tree has also fallen on this spot. Authorities are trying to do the work, but it looks like they need more hands to support. This is much more deeper area, and that's a problem at this spot. Officials claim that they have jet pumps, they have people sorted out for chop the trees and remove everything, but the main problem here is water stagnation. What happened to the stormwater drainage system? And even in Chennai, normally if the rain stops only after 2 hours, water begins to drain. But it looks like for the day we are going to have complete rain until at least until 7:30 p.m.
We'll go across to Pramod in just a bit. We're having a bit of connection problems also because of the heavy rainfall and the wind speeds. It's getting very windy right now. And with the kind of challenges, resources-wise, that we're having here on India Today, we're trying our hardest
to ensure that we get you a reality check of what's happening right now in the city. But there are a lot of questions that Chennaiites also are asking, accountability in particular from the authorities on why this is happening year after year in Chennai. Nabila Jamal is getting you those big questions. Nabila, it's over to you.
Right, Akshita, one really can't help but notice that the situation currently in Chennai looks alarmingly striking to what we saw back in 2015. So the question quite naturally here is, have we learnt no lessons from the 2015 floods? Of course, Chennai facing man-made disaster year after year. Does the city really deserve it? What is the municipal corporation doing so long? Of course, the Madras High Court have also rapped the municipal corporation, asking them to buck up. Why is Chennai's drainage system still in doldrums? This is another question that's being asked, because every time we see a bout of rains, we see drainage overflowing, further leading to flooding, and low-lying areas the worst affected. Of course, we are looking at Chennai currently, which is looking at a red alert, at least for the last 2 days, and it will continue for the next 2 days as per the municipal corporation. Now here we see, why is Chennai still waiting for final urban master plan? Well, Chennai is supposed to be carrying out a smart city plan, and it appears that they're still slacking in their pace. Now, isn't it time for netas to end the blame game and start delivering? A natural question that happens time and again when we see floods. We see each neta blaming the other party, blaming the previous government, but really nothing happens on ground. Now, amid this grim flood situation, here are some defining images that we see on cameras as well. I'm going to cut across to those images here. Here, these images, you see an entire subway that's been submerged, the Duraiswamy subway in T Nagar, Chennai, completely submerged. This is a low-lying area in T Nagar. Remember, T Nagar is one of the central prime locations in Chennai. And here, several parts of Chennai were submerged under knee-deep water. Citizens were forced to stay indoors amid power cuts and waterlogged streets. And this is Ashok Nagar that's literally turned into a little island. And that's what you see here on your screens. And of course here, due to heavy rainfall, not only streets of Chennai were waterlogged, but water entered houses of people. Distress were seen collecting water in utensils and throwing them out of houses. And that was a grim situation that was caught on camera here. Here, groom caught in a flood in T Nagar, Chennai. This is quite tragic there. His wedding came to a grinding halt because he got caught in floods, and you see the groom there trying to make his way only to get married thanks to the heavy rains and of course poor planning. We're looking at waterlogged streets hindering a wedding ceremony entirely.